many more people, and then we want those people to go to their local comic shop, to have those conversations that got us all into comics at some point or another, and to like find new things and discover in a comic shop, come back, read them digitally, read them in print. I mean, we want it to be a really important relationship where everything works together.
Yeah, and the other big news in the Marvel Unlimited world and in much of the Marvel world is that we have all the Star Wars comics, which we added.
All the Star Wars.
The whole history plus all the new stuff. So that's been a big bonus for the service. Yeah,
we also have Marvel Unlimited Plus. Anyone here a Plus member? Okay, a good few of you. So Marvel Unlimited Plus is all the cool stuff that Danielle was talking about with their unlimited service, 17,000+ comics. We've got all the Star Wars stuff. We're adding, upwards of 50 books a week to the service. The Plus gives you a box of awesome stuff. You can see it right there. You've got your rescue figure, you've got your SSR pin, your shield pin, you've got variant comics that aren't available anywhere else. It's pretty neat. And that rescue figure that's it. That's where you get it. So if you want that, you go to marvel.com/unlimited and you can sign up there. Or can they sign up here at the convention?
They can. We have a sign-up station in the booth. So come by and sign up. And the boxes are going fast. We have a limited amount of them this year, and I think the 2015 box will sell out before the end of the year.
We were at San Diego, and we hadn't announced that Rescue was the new figure in our Marvel Unlimited Plus box. And we had, at our House of Ideas panel, the first person to come to the microphone for questions and answers was this little girl in what seemed to be an Iron Man costume. And we asked, oh, who are you dressed as? And she said, Rescue. And we lost it. It was like the greatest feeling, because we loved the character, and she was probably 7 years old, give or take. And Bill's face lit up. You were so happy.
It's great. I have a little boy who's just about to turn 7, so it was awesome to see the next generation of Marvel fans present in that girl.
And so then 2 days later, we announced Rescue is in the box. And so we do that at our Marvel Unlimited Plus panel. It's just for Plus members. That's Sunday in this room. It says 11 a.m. I have another schedule that says 10:45 a.m. Whatever. Come, hang out, do whatever. We're cool. It's going to be great. We show stuff that only Plus members can see. We don't allow video or photos during the event because we show stuff that cannot leave the room. So it's a place you want to go if you want all the Marvel secrets.
Ryan always does a great job.
Thank you. Before, I think we were just about done with digital comics, but we wanted to talk about the kids stuff, right, Danielle?
Yeah, so one of the things I always one of my goals in my job as VP of CRM is to really just expand the audience for comics, and I think that digital is a great way to do that. So people are always asking me, how can I get my kids into reading comics? So I wanted to just make sure and let you all know that marvelkids.com, which is our website for kids, has just in the last couple of months put a bunch of free Ultimate Spider-Man Infinite comics up on the website. And it's a great way for kids to get introduced to the digital comics medium, and there's some really great modern, cool stories that kids will relate to, and they're in the infinite format, which means digital first. So they're, the scrolling is something that kids can relate to. It's a special kids reader, so they'll be into it. And they're adding new comics every Tuesday. So if you want to get your kids started on Spider-Man, that's the place to go. They're all free.
That's great. Cool. Thank you. So, Marvel Games. Boys, you flew in from Glendale for this.
And boy, are my arms tired.
Oh, boy. Bill, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
I had a jetpack. Okay.
Marvel Games. You guys came on board about how long ago?
So, our boss, Jeong, sort of reassembled the Marvel Games division and kind of rebuilt it from the ground up. And I joined in December, and Mike, you were there in October.
Actually, yeah, my 1 year anniversary at Marvel is next week. So this is my first New York Comic Con with Marvel, and thank you. And it's been an exciting journey, and like Bill was talking about, we spent the last year kind of very quietly in the laboratory trying to sort of refactor what our game strategy is going to be across all platforms, console, mobile, PC, cutting edge stuff that we haven't announced yet, and also getting more integrated with everyone you see up on this panel, getting more integrated into publishing, TV, film, consumer products, and making games sort of stand on its own as a another strong arm of the Marvel brand and talking to fans in a way that we don't through our other mediums. And so we've got a lot of stuff to jam through, so we might as well just get to the good.
Let's do it.
This should hopefully speak to just a lot of the cool stuff that we're doing in Marvel.
So that is our newly created header for the Marvel Games Twitter account.
Wait, you mean we have an official Marvel Games Twitter account, which is at Marvel Games on Twitter?
Exactly, Ryan.
Wow, how convenient.
And we actually had to redesign the header. It was kind of filled with characters. We had to actually take away the character art because we were creating so many new cool games, and we wanted to have them all up there for the fans to see. So that is our new big, huge header. And so, as Mike talked about, you'll see a mix up top. We have our console games, Disney Infinity, and we'll talk about it soon coming out, Lego Marvel's Avengers. And then as the rows go, you see the logos of our many free
Mobile live ops
play,
titles, PC games,
live
like
ops
Marvel Heroes.
titles, yeah, PC.
But yeah, let's just, I think.
First
we
up
talked
is
about
Spider-Man Unlimited.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man Unlimited it's an unlimited runner game. We make it with Gameloft. So let me explain real quick. When you think about Marvel Games, our group, it's very small. There's only about 8 to 10 of us. And we don't literally make the games there, but we work with and facilitate with all of our partners who are spread around the world, in California, up in Montreal, in Europe, you name it. And we work with them every single day on everything. From what is the name of the game, what's the logo, what is the game, what kind of game is it, all the characters, trying to make sure it's the right characters in the right costumes with the right powers, making sure the dialogue is correct, making sure the gameplay is awesome, making sure you feel great coming back, making sure the pipelines that Mike talked about, the pipelines from publishing, from animation, from TV, from studios, are all flowing in. And here's an example right here. So you'll see the all-new, all-different Spider-Man in the middle, coming to the game very soon. On the left is the all-new, all-different Spider-Man 2099. And to Spider-Man's right, you'll see Agent Venom. So we're always trying to bring the latest and the greatest right into the games, and because it's all connected.
Yes, it is all connected, but we also have some fun with these games like this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right, Spider-Ham and all of his amazing and tasty friends are coming to Spider-Man Unlimited. And you'll see there's a few more there silhouetted out that we will review in the days and months to come.
Ooh. So on top of that, we go from Spider-Man Unlimited to Marvel Puzzle Quest, which is on the show floor here. If you guys haven't played it, haven't checked it out, you can actually see it in person. I think it's around booth number 440, but you guys want to tell us what that is?
Actually, are there Marvel Puzzle Quest players in the audience? A handful of them? I believe it's today.
Yes.
Is the 2-year anniversary of Marvel Puzzle Quest. So thanks to you guys, the game's been going strong for 2 years. We've been still putting live new stuff in there from publishing and all over Marvel, and it's been going great. The fans have been great, and the partners are great to work with. But we have some exciting new stuff for Puzzle Quest.
So here we go. Like I said, the pipelines are open. Coming to the game, actually in the game right now, Old Man Logan, who is starring in his upcoming all-new, all-different Marvel comic book. And to the right, there is all-new Wolverine. It's X-23.
Yeah.
He's taking on the Wolverine mantle. And as soon as we learned of this, this is an example. As soon as we see something behind the scenes that's shared to us with editorial, we immediately go out to our partners and we say, does this interest you? Is this cool? Do you think the players would like this? And Marvel Puzzle Quest jumped on it, and I think it'll be the first Marvel Games appearance of Laura in her all-new Wolverine identity, which is very cool.
Very.
And what do Wolverines like to fight? They like to fight Hulks. Just announced. Our Korean American sensation, Amadeus Cho, if you've paid attention to the news, he is going to become the totally awesome Hulk. And he'll make his first Marvel Games appearance in Marvel Puzzle Quest.
Yeah, does he make his appearance in the game before he's in the comic?
It's actually true. We're actually going to
How about that?
The comic. It's going to be a totally awesome appearance, and that's right, because sometimes we're able to move very quickly, and we work with publishing. We say, hey, is this cool? Can it appear here first? And they're like, yeah, great, do it. So it actually appear in the game before he appears in his comic.
It's awesome.
And if you're a console gamer, Puzzle Quest is going to be coming to console for the first time. 360, Xbox One, PS3, PS4 this year. It's going to start with the Dark Reign content. If you're interested, that's going to be coming. If you've if you've been hankering to play with a control pad, you're going to get to do that on your home console.
Yeah.
And
But
one more quick thing just about Amadeus Cho as the Hulk. As we were creating the art and working with our partner, we wanted to make sure we got it right. You know, we want it to be authentic. We don't want someone to look at something in a game and say, well, that's not right. That's not the right costume. So through the stages, I would send it to Marvel Editorial. And working with assistant editor Chris Robinson, and then he shared it with Greg Pak, the writer of the upcoming series. And so he was seeing it, and Frank Cho looked at it as well, and gave us notes, and we made some adjustments. We made the little thing on his wrist longer, and we made sure it was totally right. So just so you know, a lot of stuff you see in the games is actually seen by the editors and seen by the creators, and they get really excited when they see their stuff come to life in a game.
it's pretty great. It would be totally awesome. On to the next game, Marvel Future Fight.
Future
which
Fight
is-
fans?
Yeah,
the
Future
audience,
Fight, who's
you play
playing?
Future
It's
Fight?
crazy.
Oh, download it. Check it out. It's amazing. It just came out in May. It's from one of our Korean partners, Netmarble, who have just done an amazing job. It's an action RPG game where you get to build your dream team I think my team right now is like Blade, Rocket Raccoon, and Hulkbuster is my team. And we've actually just launched today, I believe, the first major television integration we've ever done in Marvel games, an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for Marvel Future Fight, and we've taken, right in tandem with Season 3, so we've taken characters content from Season 3 that we'll be rolling out over the next month or so, and I think we just have a video that I can stop
Let's hope.
rambling, and
I'm going to press the
that's gonna
button.
be way more
How
exciting.
about that?
Run to the footage.
Yeah.
That's on your phone. It looks amazing.
What's so fun working with Netmarble, like when they do something, they take it on and they ask, how much can we do? So there's 2 story chapters written by Peter David. He's the writer of the game. We got 2 story chapters, we got 4 new levels, and we have 9 new characters. Playable characters and bosses. As you saw from there, it's Coulson, it's Daisy Johnson, it's Agent May, it's Bobby Morse, Deathlock, Sif, Lincoln, and Gordon and Reyna. So we worked closely with the Marvel TV division as well to get all the details right and to make sure it fits really and syncs really well with the series.
And we're not retelling the story of
No.
the TV show. It's like their characters entering the world of the game, and it's an all-new original story that takes place inside a Future Fight.
Yeah, there's going to be more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff a little bit later in the panel, but we've got more games. Contest of Champions!
Contest.
Give it up,
Okay,
guys!
all right, now we found them.
So Contest of Champions, that launched probably like 8 months ago, give or take, something like that? December, wow. Okay, 10 months ago. And it is a fighting game. It is like the premier fighting game on mobile. You guys take it away. What do we need to let fans know about?
There's a lot to talk
Dang.
about.
So-
Where do we start with?
So, but we just, again, this week, it's launching 5.0.
Yep.
And what comes with that? Bringing, again, new characters, new levels, new team-ups.
It is, we're releasing the 5-star heroes.
The 5-star.
Which like only one person got like in a day. There's some crazy people that are playing like 24 hours a day, so one guy got it. But-
Gabe, can I have one?
Sure.
That easy.
It's just that easy.
2 5-star players.
You're sure we're going to list some of the characters. The current Thor, Jane Foster, Spider-Gwen, and let's see, classic Eddie Brock Venom.
Who's actually playable on the show floor. If you guys go to our Marvel booth, we've actually got Contest of Champions, brand new build there with Venom playable, if you can go check it out.
And then 3 characters we'll talk about as we get into the comic book portion.
Yeah, so just yesterday,
Yeah. So here's what happens, right? So I fly out to California, right? I'm there, just getting my feet wet. The day I'm back from Christmas vacation, my phone rings. It's our publisher, Dan Buckley. Hey, Dan, what's up? He's like, Bill, you all settled? Yeah. How's it going? Good. So you're there, kids are in school, everything's going well? Yeah, great. All right, good, I'm gonna start giving you stuff. Number 1, this Contest of Champions game. It's pretty cool. about we do a comic? Boom. And then it began. Called up my friends at Kabam. We started talking. What can we do? Let's create a comic book inspired by the game. That in turn was inspired by the 3-issue miniseries back in 1982. And the comic book was born. So it goes from comic to game to comic. And the idea was we didn't want to just do a direct adaptation of the game, because then you would know what's coming next, right? If you play the game, then you know where the story is going, and then there's no drama there. So we wanted to take a step back and select all the kind of key ingredients. It's if you're making here's a dish, and we're going to take out the key ingredients, and we're going to create a new dish, but the dish is going to taste similar to the contest game. So whether you're going from the game to the comic, it's feeling familiar, or if you read the comic, you're like, maybe I want to play this now. You play the game, there's connection points there. So the key elements are, there's the collector. There are heroes and villains who have been kidnapped from Earth, who are being forced to fight one-on-one in these winner-take-all matches. They're fighting for the mysterious element, ISO 8. And the characters we talked about, in there you'll see the Maestro. The Maestro, straight from his appearance in Secret Wars, is in Contest of Champions. And he is one of the summoners who are controlling these heroes. And there's 2 teams of heroes. There's a team of our regular ensemble. It's kind of like the show Lost. There's going to be this ensemble characters that we'll follow, and they're fighting another group, which are sort of all-star, alternate reality characters. So we have on your shirt and on this fine variant cover that you created, Joe Fixit, the dark alternate personality of the Hulk, the Vegas leg breaker. He's there. We saw the classic Eddie Brock Venom. He's on that team. And in the coming issues, you'll meet more and more members on that opposing team.
I think we have some making of Mr. Fix-It visuals.
Let's go to it.
Working with,
He got such pretty lips.
yeah.
I'm
with the
sorry, did I say that out
Kabam team.
loud?
So this is, from the Kabam team, who are extremely passionate, Marvel fans, all types of Marvel fans. And so we start with this, very simple concept sketch. Right, I don't know, you could talk more about the process and going back and forth with publishing. And then,
we look at all the iterations of Joe Fixit, and we say, like, the idea was, what if Don Draper became the Hulk? That was the idea that I had. Like, I was like,
Don Draper
I want to
Hulk.
put like him in a very nice suit, nice shoes. We had some conversations about the shoes, and
That's right, we talked about the wingtips. So Don, so you're saying we don't want to make the man angry? You wouldn't like him to sing. We talk about, when we're creating the character, we talk about their personality.
Yeah.
We talk about their powers. We talk about how they should look.
Yeah.
And how their look reflects their personality and their powers. And
We
when
want
you
them to be,
move set,
to be authentic. That's the first thing. We have them to be authentic and to act, even in the game, like they would in the comic. Of course, we're more limited. The comic can expand on their personalities than in the story. But if you look at the character, he acts and he moves and he slicks his hair back and he's like
my
he's
favorite
a
part
gangster.
is the purple handkerchief. A little nod to
It's a nod to
the classic purple pants. So yeah, we go from 2D, we talk back and forth on that, we go to the 3D turnaround, and then we go to some in-game art.
Yeah, he
That
has
is-
gigantic Tommy guns, and he can use them.
Those are very large guns.
They are, especially when he fights against small characters, like Rocket Raccoon can go into those things. Like,
One has to wonder what he's fighting against that he would need such large guns being a Hulk.
Well, let's see.
Ooh.
So this is Guillotine. So we decided, So we said, hey, let's not just, make this comic, and let's not also, we wanted to see, like, how high can we set the bar? How much can we deliver to the fans? So number one, let's do the comic. At the same time, let's have characters in the comic debut in the game, and cherry on top, hey, let's create an all-new character, because why not? That's fun. So we sat down and we worked with our writer, Al Ewing, who was brilliant, and talked about what kind of character he would like to create. And so Guillotine, she's a French-Algerian, mid-20s woman living in Paris, and she's the latest in a long line of vigilantes who, this enchanted blade is passed on from family member to family member. And she's the newest one to have it. And the sword thirsts for blood. And she is trying to use it as a force of good. She may feed the sword with blood, but she wants it to be the blood of the wicked. And you can read all about her in an 8-page backup story in issue number 1 of Contest of Champions.
So she's like a French medieval Dexter.
Exactly.
Right?
Very cool. A little bit more art from her. Who was the piece that we just saw? Do we know who did that one?
It was me.
It was you?
Yeah.
First one.
Hot damn!
So, like, everybody's like, Bill, I'm very excited to check out this new piece of art.
Yeah, and I was like, as soon as they talked about it and I read the description from Al, I couldn't sleep that night. So I started sketching and sent it to those guys, and I said, what about this, what about that? And like, you know. So yeah, we're pretty proud of how she turned out with working with Paco and Al and all those guys, and I think she looks awesome, and you know, I keep pushing people to use her in the booth, like, she's awesome. We made a whole new set of moves. She uses the sword all the time, and her special number 3, she calls on the spirits of the blade to come out, and they all like slice the opponent. It's really great.
I think we've got a video. Do we have a video of that?
Yeah, so we go from, and there's her
Oh, sweet.
art. Awesome.
It's going to be great cosplay. I want to see that next year here at
Oh,
New
yeah.
York Comic Con, please.
Yeah. So you got all these characters that are featured in the comic that are debuting in the game as well. It's happening all simultaneously this month.
There should be sound. Awesome.
Sounded like Kyle Pace, just like low end.
Very cool. So from contest, we go to something maybe a little more lighthearted. Lego Marvel's The Avengers. Who's
yes.
excited for that game?
So we have a lot of cool stuff going on with LEGO Marvel's Avengers. We actually have a panel tomorrow on the main stage where we've got a lot of awesome announcements and cool surprises. We announced the Stan Lee is going to be in the game again, and the Stan Buster armor that he has, in case you guys didn't see that, at San Diego. And so we're going to have a lot of cool, exciting things at the panel tomorrow, so we don't want to spoil anything, but come check us out on the main stage panel tomorrow. We've also got LEGO Marvel's Avengers playable at the Marvel booth, a section of the Battle of New York from the first Avengers film. But this is going to span both Avengers films, as well as other content in MCUs, as well as the classic universe comic Avengers. So it's just sort of a celebration of the history of Avengers and the breadth and depth of all those different characters.
There's
all
a
in one
moment-
massive Lego game.
There's a moment in one of the videos we're showing tomorrow where Bill and I had the same exact reaction. Right towards the end, we're like, oh, what? I'm so excited. It's going to be great. Guys, come to that panel tomorrow. It's on the main stage. There's going to be plenty of room. Maybe get something for free, showing up. We like giving away stuff.
Goodies? Everybody likes
Yeah.
goodies?
And also, I think this is the last of our games we're talking about here. Disney Infinity 3.0 just came out within the last 2 months, and we're rocking and rolling with it.
Yeah, we just announced back, if anybody was paying attention at D23, that the new Disney Infinity 3.0 Marvel playset is called Battlegrounds. We didn't really give much information other than it's going to be the first 4-player game experience inside of Disney Infinity. So we're adding 4-player co-op, and it's going to be kind of a brawler format. So you can use any hero, any villain that was from Infinity 2.0, as well as the new stuff that we're releasing in 3.0 will all be compatible in this playset. And you can choose your favorite character and fight with 3 of your friends to decide who's the best. And I think we may have some imagery. Oh, so we've got Hulkbuster and Ultron, who are the newest IGP characters who are actually launching in November. So next month, these figures will be out and available to play in 3.0. They'll also be compatible with the Battlegrounds playset. And coming with the Battlegrounds playset is the all-new Captain America, new moves, new supers, new abilities. So it'll be completely different from the original Captain America, who is also compatible on the Battlegrounds playset. But I will stop rambling and show you the video that I think was the reason we delayed this whole presentation in the first place.
Terrific.
All right.
Rated everyone 10 and up. How's my favorite green guy? Look at them, so easily fooled. As they fight, we conquer the world. No, the universe. Blade, you coward! Anakin and Ahsoka are available in the starter pack. Other characters and content sold separately.
So if you're an Infinity 2.0 fan with all your Marvel gear, you can take every Marvel Power Disc figure, everything that you have, it'll be compatible inside of here in some form or fashion. We're refactoring all the characters. We're really excited about it. And we have a Infinity panel that we're doing on Saturday. We're actually going to show the game live if you're interested in checking it out.
4 o'clock Saturday.
Cool.
See you there.
Thank you, gentlemen. One last thing. So Bill and Ben have been teaming up on a brand new thing for Marvel.com. Ben, please take it away.
So anyways, back in the day when Bill invented the blog,
I did.
he told me the other day,
And the internet.
you invented the internet and the
And
wheel.
fire.
And fire. He used to do a column for the comics called Your Man at Marvel, where he would basically reveal inside info from inside of Marvel.
That's right.
Now, when Bill started at Marvel Games, one of the things I thought was, wow, wouldn't it be great to get that going again, but for games and on Marvel.com. So beginning last week, and we're going to do it every other week as best we can, I'm going to call Bill. I'm going to say, Bill, what's going on? He's going to say, hey, Ben, how are you? And we're going to talk for a little while about that. We won't record that part because it's really boring. And then we will talk about Marvel games. So everything you guys have seen here today, if you've enjoyed hearing Bill talk about it, we're going to get into other members of the Marvel Games team, like Mike and all the other people working out there. It gives you an inside look at what's going on inside Marvel Games, gives you news. We'll have a lot of cool assets to debut, but also just really, personalizes Marvel Games for you, show you that it's not just the games, it's people there who are fans, just like you guys. Bill's one of the biggest fans I know, and just show you what they're up to. So check that out every other Friday on Marvel.com.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We have so many announcements coming, not just the next few months, but over the next 2 years. You wouldn't believe how much stuff is cooking, and we'll be able to share it with you at Your Minute Marvel Games and bring in the whole games team. There's about 8 of us, and when you walk around the offices, you see figurines and action figures everywhere, and we all wear the T-shirts every day. And like Ben said, we're just huge Marvel fans, just like you. So it's a dream come true being able to work on these games, and it's a lot of fun to share the information with you.
Cool. Thank you, boys. So, top of all the stuff that we've talked about, and we're going to get back to some digital comic stuff very soon. We have some video stuff that I wanted to show you, some really fun things. First off, we do 2 shows very regularly. Marvel's The Watcher, hosted by Lorraine Sink, who's upstairs right now hosting video. And we have Marvel Superheroes What The, of which Ben Morse is the primary producer and one of the chief creators of. And Ben, we wanted to premiere an episode here, did we not?
We have an episode that has never been seen before. So Marvel Superheroes What The is our original stop-motion animation series. takes a little bit of a different look at some of the Marvel characters. We're not afraid to get our hands dirty and really, tackle the hard questions. In this particular video, I think we're going to see, we're all excited for all new, all different Marvel now. Not Marvel now, Marvel then, whatever. All new, all different Marvel. And we're going to have all new, all different Avengers. So our question was, what happens to the other Avengers? And we attempt to answer it in this video.
All right, let's watch.
And so, I'm proud to introduce the all-new, all-different Avengers team.
Whoa, wait a second here. Are you firing us?
It's not a big deal, guys. You're just being replaced with younger, more modern heroes. We could use some fresh talent around here.
Aw, horse feathers, Tony. We've been your snazzy Brunos for years. And now you're telling us to take a powder? What's the big idea?
Case in point,
Well, how come you're still on the team?
I am all new and different, too. See?
I bet that thing doesn't even shoot.
You know what? I don't need this. I'm Captain Flippin' Marvel. I can fly in space and shoot lasers out of my hands. Peace out, suckers.
Wait, I was actually going to ask her to stay on as part of the new lineup. Looks like I have a spot to fill. Jarvis, get D-Man on the horn for me.
Don't worry, Hulk. You'll find a new job. Hey, check me out. I got this package delivery job, and it's a piece of cake.
What the? Oh, my X-Men swimsuit calendar is here.
Go ahead, try it. Oh. Well, keep at it. And hey, just be glad you don't have Cap's job.
Burgers, freedom fries, carbonated sugar water. This is as American as it gets.
Hey, yo, red, white, and old.
Yeah, go grab some burgers out of the freezer, right?
Yes, sir! Uh-oh. Oh, no! It's locked! Not again! Well, at least I don't have Spider-Man's job.
Hey, everybody, pizza's here! Oh, upward. Oh, well, at least I don't have Thor's job. So I told him, well, you might be the king, buddy, but I'm the queen, okay? And you know what he said then? He said nothing. Can you believe that?
Verily, at least the Odin son hath not Black Widow's new profession.
This is humiliating. But at least I found a job, unlike Hulk, the poor guy.
I will never get tired of sad Hulk TV show jokes. They will always work.
He's a lonely, lonely man.
Yes. So thank you, Benjamin, for that. So I was speaking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and so we have an editor on my team who works out of the West Coast office. His name is Strami, and he is helping out with a lot more stuff. And he helped out with this video a little bit, but it came from an idea between Brett Dalton and Joe Quesada. So Brett plays Agent Ward, or not Agent anymore, I guess. He plays Ward on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Joe Quesada is our chief creative officer. They put this video together, and it's incredible. And so I asked Joe, please, 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 can we put this in the presentation because I really, really love it? And he said, sure. So we're going to watch. Wait, we're not going to watch because unless someone didn't put it in.
I like this one.
Yeah, so I guess you're going to have to watch that on YouTube unless it's later on in the presentation. We'll find out. Sorry about that, guys. So we have our podcast. We do a ton of podcasts. Ben and I co-host along with Blake Garris and Strami and Patrick, who is also on the West Coast team. We co-host This Week in Marvel. We have the Women of Marvel podcast, which is incredible. From podcasts, we've got Infinite Comics. Jordan, what is an Infinite Comic?
Infinite Comics are basically, it takes all the things you can do on the internet and with digital media that you can't quite do with regular comics, and we use them to make original digital comics in a way that doesn't translate to print. Well, at least not exactly the same way. So we've done a number of them. It involves transitions between panels that make it, they sometimes will look like it's animation. It's not actually animation, but it's just a new enhanced reading experience experience, but the reader still gets to control the pace of the storytelling, the same way they do with a regular comic.
And Jordan, what's kind of interesting, so there's not actual pages, right?
Right. Instead of being, like when we take a regular comic and turn it into a digital comic, we take the regular pages and we show the page and then you go around on the page. On this, it's made as screens that are just made to fit your computer screen or your iPad screen or your iPod screen or whatever device you've got. So it's made to format to that, and you click through it, and it's a really great experience. We do a number of them. We do them I think on the Marvel Kids site, like they said earlier. There's a whole bunch of free ones there you can check out, and then we do them pretty regularly through Comixology as well. They're so much fun, and I highly recommend them. We do eventually print them in print, but even though the story still comes through, the reading experience is super, super cool in digital. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, and so we've got a brand new one coming up.
Yeah.
Deadpool and Cable split second. Who's excited about everything Deadpool? I'm sure everyone. So we brought on writer Fabian Nicizia. Is that my pronouncing it correctly?
You are absolutely not pronouncing it.
Terrific.
But very close.
I'm trying. Riley Brown doing art. Tell us a little bit about what Deadpool and Cable Split Second is all about.
The story reunites the two characters who had a 50-issue run a few years ago that I wrote and Riley drew for a year. Thank you very much. That's why it was only a 50-issue run. And it's a great opportunity for me to get to write the characters again, but more importantly to see it with a little bit of a twist, because right now Deadpool clearly is the more popular one because his name comes first. Cable's name used to come first. So Deadpool's on top, and he's more than happy to lord it over Cable, that his life is much better. He's married now. Yes, he's married to a demon, but he's still married now. He has a daughter. He has a job. He's relatively fulfilled. He's going to be on the Avengers, apparently, which nobody would have thought of 25 years ago. And so his life is together, and Cable's really is not. He's kind of in a down low point, and he's having power problems because I think it's Wednesday, so Cable has to have power problems every other Wednesday. Well, he's an older guy, so he's going to have some issues. And basically, his powers right now are giving him precognitive flashes, but they're not really that clear. He's seeing things, but it's kind of jumbled. And in one of the things he sees is Deadpool assassinating somebody. So he knows Deadpool well enough to know at this point that if he's going to assassinate someone, there darn well better be a pretty good reason. So he goes to Deadpool to ask him politely to please don't assassinate anyone. It just so happens that the entire story is predicated on a character from the future coming back in time to try to alter his own timeline, and that character is Split Second. So you can imagine if you have a character that has the ability to rewind a minute or so in time, and there's a little bit of an accident where someone maybe dies who shouldn't have died, that Deadpool's going to take every opportunity he can to rewind time and correct the mistake he made, which leads to about 1,000 other worse mistakes that he makes. And as Jordan was describing, we crafted the story for the Infinite format specifically because of the opportunity to do certain things with the storytelling. Riley has been wanting to do digital comics since he and I worked together, and that was back in 2007, 2008. So he's done his own book, which was Power Play, and he did the Deadpool Infinite Gauntlet, right?
Yep, Gauntlet.
That introduced the Shikla.
Shikla, that's his wife.
Shikla, no, it's like, what is Shikla? And as a result, Riley comes up with all these great ideas that then we have to figure out how to do. One of the ideas he came up with is he wanted to tell a section of one of the chapters in a way that you can read it two ways. You can read it going forward, but you can also scroll the opposite direction and read a slightly different story going back. So it's crazy. It's a sequence where Deadpool's fighting against the character. That other character is traveling backwards in time, while Deadpool is traveling normally forwards in time. is it going to work out? We'll know really, really soon.
And the panels that were up here, the panels on the previous page and this page, you'll see they all connect. So what, like, for example, on these 4 pages, what happens is you start on that first one, then it scrolls over to this one, then it scrolls over to the next one, and then it scrolls over to finally see Deadpool.
Yeah, that's 4 screens, so you're scrolling and you're seeing it unveil, but it also forms a much larger whole. There's a lot of semi-animation sequences where there's still figures in a panel and you scroll and another character pops up behind them. It lets you do some things with dialogue that's a lot of fun too, because you get to refer back to a panel you just had and change a balloon in the panel previous. The book will appear in print, and it's going to appear as a standard comic in print, and it's going to read real well, if I may say so myself. But in the digital format, it lets you do all kinds of fun, innovative storytelling techniques, and I won't even say storytelling tricks, because it's really techniques that are very similar to storyboarding or animatics in movies or television. And I've been enjoying it tremendously. I love the format. I want Marvel to be aware that it's almost 5 times the amount of work of the normal comic book format. So just so Marvel knows that, if you're doing it right, you're really working hard. And I'm not working that hard because I'm just the writer. Riley Brown, the artist, is working tremendously hard. I'm just taking the full benefit of all of his hard work for myself.
Very exciting. I'm looking forward to that. So we've got about 10 minutes left. If you guys have any questions, comments, we'll bring the lights up a little bit. There are microphones over here. We would love to hear from you guys if you want to ask anything about Marvel games, digital comics, such. Jordan, you got any songs to play while people file up?
Do you know the Jeopardy song?
No, I don't know the Jeopardy song.
On the ukulele.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
Woo!
What a treat.
All right, what's your name? What's your question?
My name is Damien. The question I have is regarding the Marvel games. Are we going to see some more offline content for like Future Fight and Constance of Champions?
Some more what now?
Offline content.
Offline content for the games.
Yeah, I mean, those games are engineered in a way where, you know, your account information and getting updates from the server, always, you need to ping the server to get your account activated and get in there and play games. Once you've done that, you can play and end up offline, but you've got to be able to sync your experience and your currency and your progress so everything stays in sync. So while it doesn't necessarily require you to be playing online live with other people, it needs to keep your account sunk up to their servers so that everything all the data and all your account information stays in sync. So that's how the game just works technically.
In our case, we always have to be online because right now we have about 15 million people downloaded the game, and there's a lot of hackers out there. And if you get it offline, they will exploit it. And because it's a fighting game and people are competing worldwide, we don't want them to be, you know, that happens to other games. So we wanted to keep it really tight so people have a fair experience.
What about having like direct challenges like Constance of Champions? Having like the ability to search out a particular user to fight them in Constance of Champions?
So he wants to be able to search out a particular user.
Oh, I think that's coming. Yeah, that's coming. We're always adding this kind of functionality, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hi, what's your name and what's your question?
My name is Justin.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, Joseph.
Justin.
Justin too.
My question is, how many suits does Spider-Man have?
How
many suits does Spider-Man
A lot.
have?
He's got,
Yeah, how many suits does Spider-Man have?
How high can you count?
yeah, his
I don't
regular
know.
costume, his new one, the black costume, oh man.
More than we can
Spider,
count.
Yeah. And a lot of them are in.
Baghead, Fantastic Four.
Yeah, a lot of them are in the Spider-Man Unlimited game. You'll see all his crazy different costumes.
Spider-Verse, all the different versions of Spider-Man, yeah.
A different
There-
costume for every
Hundreds
day of
and
the week.
thousands.
Justin, how high
Yeah.
can you count?
He can count pretty high.
Thanks, Justin. Have a good con.
Thanks, Justin.
Hello, your name and your question.
Okay, first of all, my name is Daniel.
Hi.
And I want to thank you because the fact that I can buy a physical comic book and then add it to my digital collection, well, your competition could learn something. It's very fair. And
Thank you, yes, we appreciate it.
Regarding to that, is there going to be a way that you're going to facilitate the process? I mean, we have to add numbers when we redeem. Maybe you can add a barcode that we can scan with our mobile phones, something like that. Are you thinking in that direction?
Is there any other way to do the redemptions?
The redemptions, we're glad to hear that so many people redeem the digital comic codes in the physical comics, and that is one of the ways we try to tie them together. And I think there is a possibility that we'll change the technology in the future. One of the challenges is trying to make sure that it's one person, one comic, and so I think that's the reason we do it now that way with the sticker. But it's possible we'll change it in the future. We'll see.
I mean, I ask this because I think a lot of us here buy like not one or two comics, like 12 or 24 comics, and then we have to add it like manually.
Well, I do know that our registration funnel and our process of the redemption online is going to get upgraded in the next year, so that process will get smoother, so look forward to that.
Okay, thank you very much. Marvel rules.
Thank you. So we have less than 5 minutes left. We're going to try to get through the questions as quickly as possible. If we don't get to you guys at the end, which we probably may not, I'm happy to answer afterwards if we can. Hello, Mr. Bacon. What can we...
My name is Joseph.
Hi, Joseph.
I knew Joseph was in line.
Joseph, if you met Justin.
Joseph, what's your question?
I came to Comic-Con. But I've noticed that in all the Batman Arkham Origins games, the fighting style looks amazing. But how come you can't like make it look like that for all games?
Well, that game probably costs...
Hardball question.
Hardball questions, man. The short answer is everything is a balance, right? You have a development team, you have a platform, you have a type of experience that you're going after. It's not just the combat, right? You have to build a world, and you have to build characters, and you have to tell a story, and you have to come up with new technology depending on what kind of game is, and all of that is a balance. And so for the Arkham games, they put a lot of effort and a lot of resources and a lot of their time and energy on that combat system to make it amazing, and it is amazing. And every game has a different sort of composition of what's important. The story's more important, right? You play a Telltale game and it's episodic, there's not even a combat system. And so it really depends on who the creator is and what their vision is and what's important to that experience, right? And to the fantasy of being Batman, you want to beat people down, right? You want to use your gadgets. And so on Marvel games, we're constantly, like Bill said, looking at our characters and what's the fantasy of being those characters and what's important to the gameplay that wouldn't necessarily always just be combat to make the character experience come through. And so it's always a discussion about what are we going to spend our time and energy on.
Well, I noticed that in the Deadpool game, Deadpool was like he knew he was in the game, and he was like being ridiculous about it.
Very astute, yeah, fourth wall breaking reference. I love how he calls the producer of the game and he's like, this level sucks, you gotta make it better, while he's playing through the level.
It's just like, I opened this door because I opened that lever. Deadpool's just like, okay, we get it, High Moon.
Yeah, that game was dripping with Deadpool DNA.
Awesome. Thank you. Hopefully, all in due time. Yeah, we're getting close to the end. I think we're gonna take the next two is probably gonna be all we can do. We'll talk to you guys afterwards. Hey, buddy, what's your name?
Patrick.
Hi, Patrick. What's your question?
Well, my question is, are there going to be coming out with any Deadpool games with cable and stuff?
Want a Deadpool game with cable?
Good question.
Well, nothing to announce today, although I can tell you that we are re-releasing the Deadpool game that Joseph just referenced, HD remixed on PS4 and Xbox One this November. So next month, you can play the original Deadpool game in HD on your new console. But we don't have any announcements to make for you today.
Thank you. Hey, what's your name? What's your question?
Anthony, how you guys doing? Ignore the fact that I'm dressed like the new 52 Superman. I'm only.
I don't know what that is. We're good.
Captain America costume wasn't finished, but
Is that an independent comic? Never heard of it. We're not familiar with this.
Some up-and-coming indie publisher. I don't know.
We're happy to give them support.
I've been reading comics since I was a little bit younger than those guys, but I was just really curious. Do you guys have is there a struggle between the digital and the print, like in competition with the two? Because
We have knife fights.
I love the print comics. I love holding a comic book, but I've also leaned towards like the convenience of the digital. So I just want to know like if you guys can tell me if
Well, the only competition is the mustache growing competition, and Ryan's kicking our butt in that.
I think every comic sale counts as a comic sale, whether it's digital or whether it's print. So we're all on the same team as far as that. And like we said, we make these Infinite comics special for digital, but then we make sure to print them as well because we know that there are fans who love digital comics and there are fans who prefer to have the actual paper in their hands. And we don't expect that either of them is going to go away anytime soon. So we're as supportive as we can be for both sides of the medium.
Yeah, I could just say that, we think digital really helps bring print and make it bigger. Everybody has one of these in their pocket, bigger and bigger every day. There's not a comic shop everywhere. If you get introduced via digital and you get really into it, it's likely that you're going to want to have a print copy as well of some or more of your collection. So I think the two work really well together.
But we're all constantly trying to surprise each other and be like, oh, did you see what the publishing guys did? Oh, did you see what the games? Oh, did you see what the movie guys did? And so we're all kind of trying to outdo each other and just make awesome stuff as well, right?
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you all for coming. Really, thank you for sticking around. Go have fun. Spend money.